So I walk into class one day, and it's the introduction course, it's the introductory lesson, and they're talking about credits. Now, in medicine, in this particular course, there are 360 credits. And they told us that one credit equals 25 hours of work. Now, this is fine because it's spread over 6 years and different subjects have different credits and it's all evenly spread out. So this sounds very reasonable. It sounds normal. And that's not the thing I have an issue with myself personally, because this doesn't affect my balance. I knew what I was signed up for. I knew what it was going to entail. I knew that there was hard work obviously going to be needed to stay in med school and to be in med school and to succeed and thrive in med school. It's what they said afterwards that really shocked me, because it shows a complete lack of unawareness at what a balanced lifestyle looks like. And I think it's a main problem in it's one of the main things that doctors are known for, but I think is really, really bad. And that's like a lack of balance, having like no family life, or like only working, or like only thriving through their job, and like spending all their time at the hospital, at the office, at the clinic, whatever. The next thing the teacher told me, that was what shocked me so much, is that for one credit is 25 hours, 12 of these hours are expected to be in lessons. So for example, if subject A is 10 credits, 12 times 10, 120 hours will be lectures in class with the teacher, who is then explaining to us what we need to know. She is teaching us, he is teaching us. And then the university or the system expects the other 13 hours that make up one credit. These 13 hours they expect of self, at home, individualized studying. That means that if I'm in class for 6 hours, they expect me to come home and study for another 6+ hours every day. If I have 8 hours of class, which happened often, especially last semester 2 of year 1, I'm expected to come home and study 8+ hours. Okay, and if I'm expected to sleep 8 hours, then that's 8, that's 24 hours. And I'm not taking into account eating, cooking, going out, making friends, showering, any of that. And so the expectations that the system or this university has of its medical students, where for every hour that you spend in the classroom supposedly learning via the teacher, you are expected to spend another hour learning via yourself, via the book, YouTube, whatever. It's so fundamentally flawed, in my opinion, because it feels like there's no point to going to school if we're already expected to do this at our homes as well. And I can probably, between knowing how I study and knowing how I work, I could probably explain or find an explanation online that is better and more catered specifically to me than the professor will to 180 students. So that's what I learned recently, and it really shocked me. And I think it's one of the main flaws in this system, and it's really, I think it's unfair, and I think it leads to incredibly high, unachievable expectations of medical students, which is then, therefore, that's why later we're all stressed and sleep deprived and unhealthy and eating ramen 3 times a day, 24/7. And just all of these things that compound to us being maybe excellent doctors, the best ever, but very unhealthy individuals in terms of our personal, social life, which is very important, not only as an individual, but also if you're going to be treating individuals, if you're going to be talking to patients, if you're going to be helping other people, if you're going to be, imagine if your psychiatrist had no life outside of being a psychiatrist. That would probably not be healthy. And the same goes for any other specialty or any other doctor or any other professional. So I think it's very important that we have this balance, and that's why I don't personally think that this model is the way to go. But yeah, that's my piece. Hopefully you guys, wherever you're guys studying medicine, it's better, or you've made it work in a way that works for you and is healthy, and you manage to have this balanced life. And if you do, leave a comment, because I want to learn how to do that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Subscribe.